Today we are going to be seeing the solutions for this question paper. This is last year's question paper, set 3. Okay, we will start with the one word. The first one is finding the value of k when the roots are equal. Those who are very thorough can try the solutions on your own and compare with my answers. Those who have doubts, watch the entire video. You have a is equal to 2, b is equal to k and c is equal to 2. We have to put the discriminant is equal to 0. That means we have to write b square minus 4ac equals 0. b square means k square minus 4 into 2 into 2 equal to 0. So k square minus 4 into 4, 16 equal to 0. K square equal to 16, k equal to plus or minus 4. When you take square root, you should take care to write plus or minus. That's why they have given this question. So this is the answer for the first one. And the second one, they are asking you which is not a APC. They have highlighted not. So don't see the first one, it will be an AP and just mark it as the answer. How to find out whether something is an AP or not? T2 minus T1. What is T2 minus T1 here? 0.8 minus of minus is plus 1.2, so you will get 2. When you subtract these two also, you are getting 2. That means there is a common difference of 2, it is an AP. When you subtract these two numbers, you get 3 plus root 2 minus 3, so the answer will be root 2. And when you subtract these two, we will get 3 plus root 2 minus 3 minus root 2. 3 will get cancelled. 2 root 2 minus root 2 is 1 root 2. So we compare the first three terms, we notice that there is a common difference root 2. So this is also an AP. Now you take the next one. You have 4 by 3, 7 by 3, 9 by 3, 12 by 3 and so on. Don't cancel or anything. They have given the numbers for our convenience only. So T2 minus T1 is equal to 7 minus 4, 3 by 3 equals 1, and T3 minus T2 equals 9 minus 7 by 3 equals 2 by 3. So these two are not equal. So there is no common difference. It is not an AP. So I am not going to check the fourth one because I have already got the answer. Then the next one, you have radius of the sphere whose volume is. So we will write volume equal to 12 pi centimeter cube. The steps are not necessary for you, but I am writing the steps for the sake of explanation. Volume formula for sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube equal to 12 pi. So cancel. Pi will get cancelled. Here also 12 and 4 and 12 will get cancelled. You get 3. R cube is equal to 3 into 3. So that will be 9. Now we just have to take cube root. 9 is 3 square. R is equal to 3 square power. We are taking cube root now. So 1 by 3. R is equal to 3 power 2 by 3. This should be the answer. The next one is finding the distance between these 2 points. So when you find the distance, those who can write the answer directly. Otherwise, you should substitute fourth sum m comma minus n and minus m comma n. They have given this. This is a very good question because many students, when there are two minus signs, they will go wrong. You see m2 minus. I am going to take this one minus this one. Okay. So distance will be equal to square root of m minus of minus will become plus. So m plus m the whole square plus, here I am taking this one minus this one. So I will get minus n the whole square. So don't get confused when there are two minus signs. You are squaring it. So when the minus sign comes outside, minus square will become plus. So it is same as n plus n only. Root of m plus m is 2m. 2m square is 4m square. Plus here also you can do the same, minus 2n square. So that is 4n square. 4 can be taken as common outside the square root. It will become 2m square plus n square. So the answer is given here, option C. In the next one, in the diagram you see the radius of the circle is given, the angle between the two tangents is given, and they are asking you to find the length of the tangent PQ. PQ, QPR, both will have the same lengths only. You have already learnt that in a problem from NCERT you have learnt OP will bisect this angle. Also, if you join this, it will bisect this angle also, angle between the radii. OP bisects this angle. OB bisects this angle means it is 90 degree. It is given in the question. So half of it means this portion should be, this angle should be 45 degree. So I am going to draw only this triangle. Also you know the angle between radius and tangent is 90 degree. Now I have a right angle triangle. So to find the PQ, length of PQ, I can use trigonometry. I will draw only the triangle. Okay, we have 45 degree, 90 degree and you have 4, we are supposed to find this. This is given. This is the opposite side and this is the adjacent side because this is the hypotenuse. 4 by adjacent side PQ. Opposite by adjacent means that is tan. Tan 45 is how much? 1. Tan 45 equals 1. So we get PQ is equal to 4 centimeter. So answer should be 4 centimeter. Here we are just checking the division algorithm that you have done in lower class also. We are dividing P of x by x square minus 4. The quotient is x and the remainder is 3. If you are not able to by heart the division algorithm, you write like this. P of x can be divided by x square minus 4 and they are saying the quotient is x and the remainder is 3. So now you know, remember the lower class division algorithm. No, P of x should be equal to quotient into divisor, x into x square minus 4 plus the remainder. So it will be x cube minus 4x plus 3. It is one of the answers given here. So that should be our answer. The next one is DE parallel to BC and what is given? AD by DB is 3:2. 3:2. This is not 3 and not 2. The ratio is 3:2. AE is the length is given 2.7. They are asking you to find EC. It is a direct question only. We know by BPT AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So 3/2 will be equal to 2.7 by EC. Cross multiplying you should get the answer. So I am not going to write it. 3/2 equals 2.7 by EC. Just to cross multiply you should get the answer. Then a point on the x-axis which is equidistant from these two. Point on the x-axis means you should take the point as x comma 0. See, when you x-axis is x comma 0, the equidistant, you have to use the equidistant formula. This is also based on NCERT only. You can do in another way also. You can find the distance of these points from these 2 points and see which is having equal distance from this point as well as this point. That is slightly tricky because there is a negative sign. Better to use the formula given in your book, distance formula. 8th one. The point I am going to take as x comma 0. This is P and A is minus 4 comma 0. B is 10 comma 0. You can write PA square equals PB square. So what will you get? Since I am squaring, then no need to write the square root. X minus of minus is x plus 4 the whole square equals x minus 10 the whole square. Since all these are 0, we have a lot of less steps. X square plus 4 8x plus 16 equals x square minus 20x plus 100. It is not even a quadratic equation. See, it is getting cancelled. 28x equals 100 minus 16. So what will you get? 84. Now you just have to divide 84 divided by 28. You can cancel in 7 tables and give the answer. We'll see which is suitable. We are getting the answer as 3. So x is 3 means so the point should be x comma 0, 3 comma 0. Here we are having 3 comma 0. So that should be the correct answer. There is an option. The center of a circle whose endpoints are the diameters. So this is also similar to this only. See how nicely they have given. This is equidistant formula. You draw the diagram and see whether this is also equidistant or it is midpoint formula, because many of you have the confusion that when you draw the endpoints of the diameter, one is minus 6 comma 3, the other one is given as 6 comma 4, and they are asking you to only find the center. So this one is midpoint formula, but the previous one, it is equidistant, no? So you better use the which formula? Equidistant formula. For this one also actually you can use midpoint formula, but I didn't tell it because whenever someone sees the equidistant formula, I have noticed every year students using midpoint formula. So this is actually a straight line. You see, both are lying on the x-axis. You are also finding a point on the x-axis. So for this problem, you can actually use equidistant formula. You will get this answer correctly. But generally, when you are given this word equidistant, you cannot use midpoint formula. You have to use distance formula. That is why I have done the problem using distance formula itself. So this method is common for all the problems wherever you have the word the term equidistant. Okay. And here you see we are finding only the center of the circle. Diameter is given. So you should find only the midpoints. So midpoint will be minus 6 plus 6 by 2. So that will be 0, 3 plus 4 by 2, 7 by 2. 0, 7 by 2. In this question, they are only asking you to find whether the lines are consistent or inconsistent with one solution or many solutions. So you know the conditions. No, you first have to find A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2. So we will do that. You have two options. One is you can take LCM and then find out A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and all. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is. Those who are doing calculation mistakes, better take LCM first and then find A1 by A2. Others can do directly. I have written the numbers. A1 by A2, B1 by B2 are same. So we have to find C1 by C2. If these two are different, then we can stop the problem and say the system of equations is consistent with unique solution. But here these two are same, so we are finding this. So you notice A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2 not equal to C1 by C2. So not equal to C1 by C2 means they are parallel. Parallel means no solution. No solution means we have to write inconsistent. The next one. This problem also can be done in two ways. Those who are familiar with the theorem, angle between tangent and radius is equal to the angle in the alternate segment, can use it. You will get the answer in one step. But you have not studied in 9th standard, I think. So we will use the triangles method. This is 100. It is given in the question. This should be an isosceles triangle because OA and OB are the radii of the circle. So they will be equal. This is an isosceles triangle. So this angle should be 40, 40. If it is 40, 40 only, you will get 180 total. This is tangent and this is radius. So this angle B should be 90 degree. So already you have 40. The remainder will be 90 minus 40, 50 degree. 50 degree is the answer. Next one. You have to write in simplest form. This is quite easy. You will get 1 plus tan square theta is secant square theta by 1 plus cot square is cosecant square theta, which you have to convert into sine and cos. Now I have converted it into sine and cos, taken the reciprocal, sine by cos is tan, so the simplest form is tan square theta. Now you see this is probability of an event happening is 0.023. They are asking you the probability of event not happening. So it is only 1 minus 0.023. Just subtract carefully and write. All concentric circles are dashed to each other. This is an NCERT fill in the blanks only. They are congruent to each others. Then, similar to each other, not congruent, similar. Next one. The probability of an event that is sure to happen. So sure event means the probability is 1. These are all questions from 9. This one is a 9th standard question. This one is 10th standard question only. And AOBC is a rectangle. The vertices are given. They are asking you to find the length of this diagonal. So you should just take two alternate vertices. You can take A and B. A and B are alternate vertices. Use distance formula between A and B. It is quite easy. There are a lot of zeros. So you will get root of 4 minus 0 the whole square plus 0 minus 3 the whole square. So it will be root of 4 square plus 3 square. Root of 4 square 16 plus 9 25. So answer should be 5. We have come to answer the following. Sine square 30 plus cos square 30. Sine 30 is how much? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. Plus cos 60. Cos 60 is also 1 by 2. 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 will be 2 by 4. Answer is 1 by 2. Form a quadratic equation. Sum and product of the zeros. Notice the sum and product of zeros are given. The zeros are not given. So this is the sum and this is the product. What is our formula? Our formula is x square minus sum into x plus product. So x square minus of minus 3 into x plus product is 2. So answer should be x square plus 3x plus 2. This should be the answer. Then can x square minus 1 be the remainder when you are dividing this by x square plus 3? See, the degree of x, the divisor is 2. The degree of the remainder also they are giving as 2. It is not possible. The degree of remainder should be less than the degree of the divisor. So the degree of the remainder should be either 1 or it can be a constant term only. Next one, the sum of first 100 natural numbers. First 100 natural numbers, they form a AP. You will get 1, this question number 18. It will be 1 plus 2 plus etc. up to 100. So you should take 1 as A, and D is also equal to 1, N is equal to 100. Now you are finding Sn. Sn is equal to N by 2 into A plus L. So 100 by 2 into 1 plus L. L is the last term, that is also 100 here. So you get 100 into 101 by 250 into 101. Multiply and write. There is actually another formula also for writing sum of first n natural numbers. Remember, first n natural numbers, any number of natural numbers only, not integers or whole numbers or anything. For that, Sn formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. You can use this also for MCQs, not for answer the following. See, this is here you are supposed to write the steps, so you cannot use this method here. But suppose it is asked in fill in the blanks or choose the best answer or something, you can use this formula also if you can remember. It is n into n plus 1 by 2. N is the number of terms, number of natural numbers. It is 100, no? So 100 into 101 by 2. So you get the answer in one step. This is not a shortcut. This is a formula only which you will study in 11th standard. This is the method that you are supposed to write when it is a 2-mark question or answer the following where you are expected the steps. This one, if you can remember, use it as a shortcut. Next one, LCM and HCF are given. One number is given, you have to find the other. I am not going to do this. How will you find it? You should multiply the LCM and HCF, divide by 26. 182 into 13 by 26. Quite easy only, no? 26 and 13 will get cancelled. 2 and 182 will get cancelled. The answer should be 91. The student has written correctly here. She has written the correct answer. Good. Angle of elevation of top of a tower. So this should be the top of the tower. From a point on the ground is 30 degree away from the foot of the tower. 30 meter away from the foot of the tower is 30 degree. If this is given, they are asking you to find the height of the tower. Height means you have to calculate AB, not the hypotenuse. The tower won't be slanting like this. This is the tower. So you should find the height means, you see, you have opposite side. This is adjacent side. Opposite by adjacent is tan 30 degree. So tan 30 degree is how much? I have written the first step. AB by 30 equal to tan 30. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So cross multiplying, you will get AB equal to 30 by root 3. Since it is an answer the following, you rationalize the denominator. That is the better option, or you can cancel root 3 here. 30 into root 3 by root 3 into root 3 is 3. 10 root 3. Another way to cancel is 30 can be written as 3 into 10 by root 3. You can cancel a root 3 here. You will get root 3 into 10 root 3. This is the easy method. Those who don't know can use the rationalization method. So we have come to 2 more questions next.